Takeda's release date just got confirmed, which you already knew if you watch my channel, but yesterday the developers officially confirmed it, which is great news, but sadly it's time for some bad news. Ferra's release has been delayed for an entire month, which is very unfortunate, but what does that mean for EVO, and is the upcoming balance patch gonna get delayed as well? Also, Titan Havik is here, so hop on Mortal Kombat 1 and kick his butt to get that Lady Gaga skin. Do you get it? Because he's covered in meat? I mean, I think it's pretty funny. Anyway, all that and more discussed in today's video, because another day means more Mortal Kombat 1 news, so if you want to stay up to date, then make sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss any future videos. And then after watching, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below, and without any further ado, let's begin. Starting off with the Takeda news, because I know that's what has everyone watching the most excited. As mentioned earlier, his release date has been officially confirmed by NetherRealm Studios, which means if we hop on Twitter and go to the official Mortal Kombat 1 page, we can read this tweet right here to confirm the good news. However, unfortunately, this news also confirms that Ferra has been delayed. The next cameo character is not coming out until July. We'll talk about that in more detail, but first, the tweet. Before we can release Ferra as our next cameo fighter, we need a bit more time to make sure she can assist to the best of her abilities. Ferra will now be available alongside Takeda's early release access on July 23rd. We thank you all for your patience and we'll keep you updated. Alright, and there you have it. As mentioned earlier, both good and bad news. The good news is we now know for certain when Takeda is gonna become playable. Now, if you're a fan of my channel and watch all the videos, then you already knew this, because a clever trick to know when the next DLC character is coming is to simply turn on Mortal Kombat 1 and see how many days are left in Invasions. Now, of course, something could happen to delay the character's release, but typically that's a really good way to know when the next DLC character is coming. But even so, now we know for a fact that Takeda is coming on July 23rd, and what makes that release date so interesting is it's right after EVO 2024. That's right, the biggest fighting game tournament in the world, and for the first time ever, Mortal Kombat is one of the key games featured at that tournament. And as a result, you can guess where I'm going with this. It is very likely that Takeda is gonna get his gameplay reveal trailer at EVO 2024, which would be fantastic if it does happen, and I think the odds are in our favor because the dates just line up so perfectly. I believe EVO is from July 19th to July 21st, and then 2 days later Takeda is playable. That can't be a coincidence. And real quick, I'm just saying to everyone watching who might be attending EVO, I would not be shocked if we can actually play Takeda on location at the event. And I'm only saying that because it happened last year. You could play Mortal Kombat 1 early at EVO 2023, so I'm just saying it might happen again. History might repeat itself. Now, it's not guaranteed to happen, but I'm just saying if you're already attending EVO, then get even more excited than you already are, because Takeda might be playable there. And for me personally, Takeda is the character I've been the most excited for, and I somehow did know, even all the way back in the first reveal trailer for Kombat Pack 1, that Takeda would be the last character to be released. Don't ask me how I know, but I just knew it. And sadly, I was correct, which means I've been waiting patiently, but also eagerly to play one of my favorite new characters in Mortal Kombat history. Takeda is just so cool. He's got lightsabers, he's got chain whips, he can teleport, all that incredible stuff. Make sure to let me know in the comments section if you're also excited to play Takeda, and also let me know the reasons why, because next up, it's time to talk about Ferra. As we already know, her release date has been delayed. Originally, she was going to release towards the end of June, or in other words, Ferra was going to release in the same month as Homelander, which was awesome. And it made sense because Ferra was featured in many of Homelander's trailers, and even in the high-level gameplay that we saw also, where he was fighting Melina in the Earthrealm skin. All these things made it very obvious that Ferra was intended to release in the same month as Homelander, but now she's been delayed. And just for fun, I want to know your thoughts in the comments, okay? Let me know all of your theories. Why has Ferra been delayed in Mortal Kombat 1? According to the official tweet, it's because they want to make her better, but I honestly think the opposite is true. I think Ferra is actually too good. Or in other words, she's busted. She's overpowered and she is breaking the game because she's way too good, and that's why she's getting delayed. And that concept just has me so intrigued, because what could make Ferra that good that NetherRealm said no, we gotta wait a full month before this character is playable. She's just way too strong, she's way too broken, but how? In what way is she overpowered? How is she breaking the game? I'm so curious. Because don't forget, basically every cameo character in this combat pack has been broken. Janet Cage, very broken. Chameleon, even more broken. Movado, broken in his own way as well. And then you have Tremor, who I think should be broken, but he's too complicated, so nobody even bothers. Very similar to Garrus. So in summary, all of these cameo characters are busted and overpowered at least a little bit. And then when it comes to Chameleon, opinion, she's just way too good. And yet even so, none of these characters got delayed, only Ferra was, and it has me thinking, how busted is Ferra? How can a cameo character be so overpowered that they get delayed? Once again, let me know all your thoughts and theories in the comments down below, because like I keep saying in all my videos, I truly do read each and every comment, so grab that keyboard and make your voices heard. No matter what the case may be and why Ferra is being delayed, I'm just excited to play her in general, and honestly, I can wait. I can be a bit patient, but only because it's Ferra. If Takeda got delayed, I'm gonna be salty. I'm gonna be upset. But when it comes to Ferra, I've waited so long, okay? This character hasn't been playable since Mortal Kombat X, so I can wait another month. Alright, so now finally to end this video, let's talk about the Havik boss battle. That's right, he's finally here. If you want that epic Lady Gaga meat style skin suit for Havik, then log on to Mortal Kombat 1 and defeat him in combat. But keep in mind, you don't have to fight him just once. If you keep defeating Havik, then you'll keep unlocking different color palettes for that same skin. And sometimes the secondary palettes look way better than the default, so I'm just saying keep that in mind. You want to beat him multiple times if you can. And then lastly, there's 2 other palettes you can unlock, but unlocking them is a bit different than normal. You can't just defeat him. Instead, to get the silver palette, you must fatality Havik, and then to get the gold palette, you must beat him with his own character, so in this case, Havik. Now, of course, to make things even simpler, you can just do the mirror match, play as Havik, and then perform the fatality as Havik and get both those palettes at the same time. It's much easier that way and saves you a good chunk of time. However, with that all being said, it's worth mentioning that Titan boss battles are very cheap and very difficult to fight fairly. And that's for a couple reasons. Number one, the boss fight has multiple phases, which means you're forced to kill Havik several times, and during some of those phases, he gets really big and becomes a giant, and to top it all off, these Titan bosses always have new attacks also that you can't normally do in the game, so they catch you by surprise and are typically very overpowered to boot. So when you put all these factors together, the Titan bosses are quite difficult, but thankfully, there is a way to make them much easier. So real quick, allow me to explain how the Titan boss battle can be made much easier. Step 1, you have to beat Invasions mode, which thankfully is much easier than it's been in past seasons, so don't freak out, this season is actually quite easy. And after beating boss Reptile, you get a unique item that allows you to pass the acid wall. So you want to go to the Rampart stage, pass the acid wall, then complete the clue challenge, and that will lead you to a chest that gives you the acid meteor. And then once you have the acid meteor, you can use it to make the Titan boss battle very easy. However, once again, there's a catch. This item is a bit tricky to use, so I'm gonna allow SonicHaXD to explain.
Okay, let me explain this to you, Snake. So first up, you want to find a way to knock down the enemy. This guy will tech your... oh crap. This guy will tech your grab, but he didn't this time. Okay, after this, now use the talisman. Hold it like this, and on the top left, look on the screen. There. You see that there were 2 marks? That means that you successfully used the acid meteor, and for the rest of the entire match, the meteor will start to fall from the sky. Right now, see? Boom, boom, boom. I literally don't even do anything anymore, and it's just gonna do it on its own right now. It's like playing its own game now, see? It makes it so easy, and this thing will last for the entire match, but you have to make sure that you get it off. You have to make sure that, like, the meteor goes off, and then it will go for the entire match. If you don't do it long enough, it won't activate, and I recommend you just start the match again, or if you have another, like, meteor, then just use it again. If you have any more questions, you can just ask me, but try it out yourself. Let me do a taunt for you.
Alright everyone, and there you have it. Titan Havik boss battle made simple, courtesy of SonicHaXD, and funnily enough, he made this guide just for the 4th snake, which is why he name drops ya boy in the guide. We often do a lot of collaborations with each other. We have our own private Discord because we have a second channel called the Combat Kings podcast. But alright everyone, there you have it. Another day means more Mortal Kombat 1 news, and we covered a lot of topics in today's video. We talked about Takeda's official release date and how his gameplay trailer is likely happening during EVO, and he might actually be playable too with early access at the event. Then after that, we discussed how Ferra has been delayed and is sadly releasing at the exact same time as Takeda instead of in June when she was originally planned. And then lastly, we talked about the Titan Havik boss battle and how to make it much easier thanks to SonicHaXD's guide. Thank you so much for watching everyone, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like down below, it helps the channel out a ton. And then finish that combo by subscribing and ringing that bell so you never miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.